It'll be a lot of fun. It is 7:42 right now, and in the studio with us, our friends from the BBB. Ryan Smith is here, and you brought a friend with you.
I did. I'm really excited about our guest this morning, Josh Jacobson from Forte Studios, which is in Boone, Iowa. And the reason I'm excited about my background is actually in music. So Forte Studios is it's a gem in the Midwest. It's like having an East Coast or West Coast studio right in Iowa. And so it's a hidden gem that we have here. I was blown away when I walked into that place.
So you had to go check them out for yourself?
Oh, yeah.
And when you found out about them, you said, oh, I'm going to find out, what this place is. Did you get nervous when you found out that somebody's coming over like this?
I didn't know he was a musician, actually, when he came over. And he started smiling as I was talking about the studio and says, I've recorded it a few places. And he says, this is unique.
That is.
He says, that's right.
Well, tell us about Forte Studios. Why is it so unique, as you guys are saying this morning?
Well, what's interesting is, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and we really built it from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent a number of years doing a lot of research, and then it really starts with the design of the building. Today, right now, a lot of musicians can record at home. And what we've seen in the last decade in the music industry is, while that's declined, the independent musicians has increased by 71%.
Right.
And the value of the Better Business Bureau and Forte Studios working together in that regard is the fact that it's hard for independent musicians to know where to get good quality, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially for the
because
price.
they're not their own producers; they're a
Right.
musician,
Right.
And that's all the difference in the world sometimes when it comes to the quality of the recording is.
Exactly. So if everyone's recording at home, that's great. But what we offer is a different product. We offer an environment that's specifically designed and engineered for acoustics, sound resistance. We also have an engineer who's phenomenal. We spent the time looking for the right engineer, the right guy, the right personality, and we put the money where it mattered, which was our people, our environment, and then the next step is the service. And when it came to the service, we go above and beyond. We want to help the musicians succeed, and that's really our motto: is provide transparency. And that's, of course, the Better Business Bureau tie is what we say we're going to do, we're going to deliver. And we're going to deliver a quality product. And so by providing that transparency, we're able to give a much better product to the artist.
How long have you guys been around?
2.5 years.
So you're
when we opened.
Fairly new then, yeah. So
fairly new, yes, quite new. 5 years in the making.
How have things been going?
Busier and busier every day, and so it's constantly going up, and the reputation's great. All the artists we've worked with have come back. We've got a gospel quartet who's looking to do the third album. They've been recording for over 20 years, 20 albums, and so we work with everyone from the new musician to the seasoned musician.
And why did you pick the location that you did?
Interesting question. Most people would laugh at me and say, wow, from a business standpoint, why would you pick Boone, Iowa?
Right.
Why not Des Moines?
Exactly.
Well, this kind of goes back to the community. If you look at Boone, these small towns in Iowa, the businesses downtown are becoming filled with antique stores, various things, or it's just empty, and the buildings are falling apart, And this is an industry that's a niche, right? And what we felt is if we could bring a professional service type industry to a downtown building, that's going to be more viable in the long run. And it's a business that can stay with the community and continue to grow. And so rather than putting it in a large city, we figured, if you go back to Field of Dreams, right? If you build it, they will come. While the location might be going against us, we want a reputation to precede that and draw the people in to a local community, local Iowa,
right?
Because if you have a great product, people will travel.
They'll find you.
Exactly.
To be a part of it.
Exactly. So that's the cornerstone of what we really built the business on. It wasn't about necessarily the location, but building the quality and the reputation so people come to that location, and in the same time, it starts to help support the community.
And how did the BBB help you guys out?
So they've helped quite a bit with that. Some of that's in the guidance. In terms of ethics, how you should run your company, and the professionalism part of it. So they have some good educational programs. There's great networking as well with the Better Business Bureau. So you can make some good connections with other people in the industry. We're kind of in a small little industry, so there's not a lot of people with the Better Business Bureau that are in recording, but nonetheless, those connections are important. It might be meeting with another corporate company who needs a voiceover, and that's something we can do.
Perfect.
And as you're talking about almost all the time here on our program, if you're looking for that great business and something you're trying to find, not only in the metro but beyond, you can go to the BBB to find out where those reliable businesses are located.
Right, and Forte is very unique for Iowa, just in general, let alone the Better Business Bureau. Josh, when he was showing me around the studio and we got to talking about how musicians deal with the business community, like he said, they're musicians, they're not business people, they're not engineers. He's able to just kind of lay it out. This is exactly what you're going to get. This is how we do business.
Perfect.
I'm going to tell you up front how it's done.
No, you mentioned musicians. We want to hear from one of the musicians. Okay, coming up here. Stick around, folks.
We want to remind you how to get in touch with the BBB for more information.
Right.
Really quick, Ryan, tell us how to do that.
Go to bbb.org, or you can give us a call at 1-800-222-1600, or stop at our shop, 2625 Beaver Avenue.
Perfect. All right, stick around. We'll be back. This is CW Iowa Live Performance coming up next.